Hi guys, so welcome to the low poly creation video. So it's more of a guide rather than a tutorial this time. So we're starting Photoshop first of all. So we're going to go over a couple of little bits. Give you a rough idea of the topology that we are going for, and a couple of tips and tricks for each area. And then I'm going to whack a time lapse on the end of this of me making all of the low poly stuff. Okay. So first of all, we're on the back here, so fairly straightforward. In most cases, such as this back panel here, which is just a case of turning off the turbo smooths and then deleting the support loops. Same on a lot of these as well. Like these buttons are pretty much just the turbo smooth and the chamfer taken off. Same here on this handle. We've just taken off the chamfer and the turbo smooth. And then optimized a couple of these edges running across the bottom here. So I've kept in the geometry for the handle grip, just because I thought that was very 3D, and it's quite a prominent piece of the mesh. So I thought I'd better leave that in. So just optimize it running across here. Sections sort of like these again. I've just probably deleted an edge loop running through. These dials I've had to absolutely smash the hell out of because there's so many of them. So we've pretty much got 1, 2, 3 loops on there. It's fairly basic on this, just because there's so many of them. You have to keep the geometry fairly low, otherwise you're going to struggle. Same on this here. This section here is pretty much a case of, again, just removing the support loops, removing the smooth, and then trying to keep as much of the curvature as possible. So always try and keep curvature where you can, because curvature doesn't really bake very well. So again, you can see the text here. So the text is just, I've just gone and tidied up the topology, made sure that I match up some areas. I tidied up the high poly a little bit as well. You'll see how I go about doing that in the video. I spent quite a bit of time doing this, so it's a fair chunk of the video on the text if any of you guys are curious. So that's the front. In terms of the rear, again, in the majority of cases, I just turned off the turbo smooths and then deleted the turbo smooths and optimized from there. So I've kept this very, very cylindrical, mainly due to the fact that getting rid of because there's only one of them. Deleting every other edge isn't really going to make that much of a difference, and I do want this nice and curvy. I feel like it's going to be very noticeable if you can count the edges here. So I've kept this relatively high. The speaker on the back, you can see how I've gone about optimizing that. Again, just deleting every other loop. I deleted the turbo smooth from the high poly and the chamfer, I believe. I think there was a chamfer on this as well. And then what I did, you'll see in the video, I basically went in and manually chamfered some of these edges in relation to the high poly, just so that it was smoother, and then tried those off into the corner there, because of the way this was constructed. If we just turned off the turbo smooth, it was very angular in the corner there. So I've just rounded that off. Same on the top sections here. You'll see that in the video. So these sections again, remove the support loop, removing most of the support loops. Optimizing where I can. Same with this section here from the last video. Again, I did try to keep this I tried my very best, as you see in the video, to try and keep this sort of geometry running down the center here, but it added like 400 or 500 tries, and I was already very, very close to the try limit, so I just deleted that. Hopefully it bakes properly. So that's another thing as well. All of this is pre-bake, so this might change. This is why I'm not really doing a tutorial video on there, because the topology may change. I may, after doing a few tests, I may have to go and adjust something, but again, I'll go over that in the upcoming videos about that. So these here as well, I've tried to keep again as much of the curvature around the edges as possible, but for this section, for this one, I've had to basically, there was like sort of a step system here. There was like extruded in and out, so I've just removed all of that completely. I'm hoping this bakes okay. Again, I'll have to do a few tests on that just to see. So this is pre-tested, so hopefully it all works out. But yeah, so that's pretty much it from me in this video. I'm not too sure if there's anything else to discuss. No, I think that's it. Again, yeah, say these dials here I've had to tank the absolute hell out of, just because there is so many. I've pretty much removed all of the detail and the beveled edges running across there, because they will bake quite well. And then I've removed this lip at the front here, again, just purely because it doesn't seem like it's a lot on one dial, but when you look at how many there are, it adds up quick. So we've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, it's 13 dials on this one. So if you can save 100, like 50 tries, that's 650 you've saved across all of them. So yeah, try and get these down as low as you can. But yeah, other than that, that's it from me in terms of this. Enjoy the time lapse. I hope it helps. And if you have any questions regarding the low poly, be sure to drop me a message. Right.